Okay guys, today's project is going to be about updating the PCV and the catch can system on the Corvette. When I put this catch can in over a year ago, I was having issues with it hitting the AC line. So what I did was I moved the whole catch can over on the hockey stick design from Elite Engineering. I just ended up drilling 2 new holes and moving it to the left. As you can see, it's almost rubbing up on the AC line right here. So the reason this system doesn't fit the Corvette is because I have the Edelbrock supercharger on here, and with a supercharger, this normally bolts to the cylinder head, but with the additional pulley here, you can see that bracket right there. That additional bracket moved everything to the left, and it caused an interference issue with my catch can. So I just, to get by, I just drilled 2 new holes into the hockey stick bracket, and I ended up moving it over, and I just kind of left it as is because I was kind of rushed to put this in. Got the catch can, and that helped solve all of the oiling issues I was having with the supercharger. I've got a link for that. I'll put it in the information dot above. But ever since I did that repair, I haven't really liked the way the setup looks. I don't like the chrome. I don't like this polished nickel fittings. So today, we're going to cut down that hockey stick bracket, and we're also going to change out those fittings. So I've taken the 13mm bolt off, holding the hockey stick bracket to the extended tensioner and bracket setup that comes with the Edelbrock supercharger. Okay, I got the bracket off. I just need to loosen these. Alright, that's 1. And that's 2. Okay guys, I got the catch can off the car, and the first thing I'm going to do is clean up this hockey stick bracket. As you can see, I drilled my 2 holes previously, but I left the extra on. I never cut it off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my mark and cut the excess off. So probably about there. So as you can see, I marked where I want to cut it with a silver Sharpie. Basically what I'm going to do is cut this excess off and make the end where the machine part of the catch can is. That way it's just a little bit cleaner, and this is one less thing. This end right here, it's one less thing to snag your hand on when you're in the engine bay. So to get this bracket off of the catch can itself, so let's just use the socket. So I have the hockey stick off of the catch can, and now I'm going to trim it using my Swag off-road vertical bandsaw table and my Harbor Freight portable bandsaw. I'll have more information on this on the suggested video button right here, and let's get started using this tool. Okay, that bandsaw cut through that aluminum like butter. That went really quick. So I clean the end of this off with a file. Alright, so that cut through that real well. I'm just going to use a black marker to cover up the end of this. I could paint it, but for now, I'm just going to use some black marker. It is aluminum, so I'm not super worried about it. This piece was anodized, so I don't know. I really don't want to have to, you know, strip this down, paint it. Just use some black Sharpie marker for now. Actually, this is a black Bic permanent marker. Just use some permanent marker for now. I'm sure in 6 months this will look like crap and I'll want to paint it, but for now, for these mods, I am just gonna let that sit and air dry. So that's cutting off the end of the hockey stick that I no longer need. Now the other part of this upgrade is going to be replace these polished stainless lines. Actually, I think these are nickel coated, but you know, they shine them up real well, and you know, underneath my hood there's just not a lot of shiny stuff. There's not a lot of chrome. I'm trying to delete chrome and all that, so I have this catch can. This catch can is actually going to be on the SS. It's the Elite catch can as well. We call it the E2, but as you can see, they changed the fittings to these black anodized AN fittings, and I got this. I was like, wow, that looks awesome. I wish that my other set had that same fitting, or at least, you know, a black fitting on it. So started doing my research, and I actually emailed Elite Engineering, and they told me that their threads, their catch cans are a 1/4 inch NPT threaded. So what I did was I went out and bought black AN fittings that are a 1/4 inch NPT thread for both of these, and they both have a 3/8 hose barb on the end. This one's from Fragola. This is to replace the side piece, and this one's from Vibrant Performance. That's going to replace the top 90. And basically, I'm just going to replace both of them. So the Vibrant 90 is part number 11231. I'll have a link and or all the information down in my video description below for this piece. And I'll also have the Fragola straight piece is number 484006 BL. BL's in black. And I'll have this in the information below as well. So let's get started on getting these removed. So to get these removed, I just got my adjustable wrench, and I loosened this top one already. So just unscrew it. Top one's off. Let's get the side one off. Okay, got both of the fittings out. Now we're going to put a little bit of thread sealant tape on the fittings, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, I've actually decided to skip the threaded sealant tape. I mean, this is just a catch can. I really don't think that there's going to be any need for the tape. I may come to regret that now in a few months, but anyway, I've just put some masking tape on this fitting, just so they don't screw it up. You know, that way I'm trying to protect the black anodized finish on it. Okay, I hope that worked. Should have. Okay, you got that side fitting on here. Let's put the vertical fitting on here. Okay, so have the side piece, put a little bit of tape on it. No, I'm sorry. I have the top piece on here now. Let's put a little bit of tape on here just to protect it. And you know, I'm actually going to put another piece on here. Figure you can't go wrong with too much tape, so I got 2 layers of tape on here, and my final product, I need to get this turned to line up with that one. So, almost. Okay, so I have decided to put the hockey stick back on here because I want to get as much grip as I can to get that adapter, to get this top fitting lined up. So as you can see, that Sharpie marker actually matches the anodized almost perfect. This was the raw aluminum that I cut with the bandsaw, and that Sharpie, try to get in better light, that's a pretty damn good match. Now I don't think that'll last too long, but being under the hood, I think it should be fine. So let's get this back together. Now with this bracket, you really don't need to put a lot of tension on here. A lot of pressure, I mean, so just tighten it by hand with the ratchet. Okay, that's hand tight. Let's get the other one. So I got both screws back in. I'm going to try to straighten this fitting out with, you know, I just have an extra place to grip now, and hopefully I can get this just that last 15 degrees. Okay, I think that should do it. Yeah, so by putting that bracket back on, I actually gave myself a little bit extra, like another, would you say another form of triangulation? Like I was able to set the hockey stick against my arm and just tighten it that last 15 degrees or so, and now we should be good to go. All right, there you go. I have finished this project. I cut that bracket down like I wanted to. I swapped the fittings to the black fittings that I've been wanting for a while, and now we're ready to install it back on the car. Okay guys, I'm getting ready to install the catch can back into the Corvette. Like I said earlier, I had cut the hockey stick bracket, and I literally just colored this with a Sharpie marker, and it looks pretty good. Cut that down. I installed these new black AN fittings. Well, not really AN, they're actually NPT to 3/8 hose barb, but saw the two fittings, and now I'm ready to put it back on the car. And if you can remember, this bracket went here. It's a 13mm bolt. Okay guys, I have started threading that 13mm bolt back in for the catch can, and I'm just going to tighten it by hand for now. Okay. Now I've always left this a little bit loose. Okay. So I can move it. Now let's feed the hoses in. Okay, that bottom one's fine. I need to reroute this top one. Oh, okay. Alright, so I've rerouted the top hose under. So let's make sure that's going to stay clear of the accessory drive. Serpentine belt. Okay, so we're clear. It's behind the tensioner pulley itself. Sorry, the tensioner bracket. And yeah, that's it, actually. Cool. Got the black fittings on there. Cut down that bracket. And got the hoses back on. So yeah, that's going to be about it for this project. Like I said earlier, I'll have all of the part descriptions below, as well as a video to the Holley valve cover leaking issue, which is what led to this catch can, the check valve that's underneath the blower snout, as well as the PCV routing and all that. So that's gonna be about it. Thanks guys for watching. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like it, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.